Are you happy at work? Chances are you're not, and you're not alone. There's been an increase in unhappiness across the country in all jobs. A survey was given to about 1,700 people to discover the root cause of this unhappiness. The survey breaks it up into 26 different components so we can see exactly what part of the job is making people happy and what part of the job is making people unhappy. The best area is the commute to work. This is clearly from the increase in remote work and telework. You have workers that no longer have to drive into the office every single day. So the question is, what commute for a lot of these people? But the problem is, a lot of leadership, CEOs, executives, they want to bring those workers back in, but not for everybody, just for the people that do not have the right skills. Because if you have the right skills, if you're highly talented, then it's okay. Let's extend telework and remote work to you. But if you don't, then, well, it's too bad in that case. So employers understand that the workers, they highly desire the ability to work from home. They got that part. And they're willing to tolerate it, right? That's okay, but just if you have the right skills. Otherwise, you can join the rest of the team in the cubicle farm. The worst area is the bonus plan. You might be sitting there thinking, what bonus plan? I don't have any bonus, and you're not alone. But in most organizations, the top tier leadership, they're getting bonuses. They're getting 5-figure, sometimes even 6-figure bonuses. Right now, there's only 33% of US companies that actually offer year-end bonuses to their employees. Even federal government employees, at the end of the fiscal year, there is a bonus. There's a performance bonus. This is usually $1,000 to $3,000. If you're an executive, it can go up to $10,000 or even more. But the bonuses, they show two things. The first thing that they're showing is we value the level of performance that you demonstrated. The second thing is we value your loyalty. So if there is no bonus, what is the reward for hard work? The reward for hard work is more work without any additional pay. And that's frustrating for a lot of workers. Another one ranking low is the promotion policy. Not every job has a promotion structure that's built into it. So when you're ready for a promotion, you have to look for those opportunities and apply. Nobody's gonna tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, it's your time at bat. Come over here, we're gonna give you more money. Most of the time, it doesn't work that way. Now, in the federal government, you can get marginal pay increases. These are called step increases. It's like 3.5% for the first few years. After that, you're gonna sit there, you're probably gonna get angry because you're not being developed any further. But you really need to get angry with yourself because you are allowing yourself to stay static there. You're not moving. So develop the mindset of what's next. You get the job, you have a decent salary, and now think to yourself, what's next? How am I gonna get to the next level? And then take action when it's time. Another low area is the pension and the retirement plan. If you do not have a government job, then the pension's not even in the conversation. If you're lucky, you have a 401k, and if you're luckier, your employer matches you a certain percent in the 401k. Only about 56% of American workers have access to a 401k through their job. That means over 80 million Americans that are working, they don't have access to that 401k. What's gonna happen in your 60s and 70s? What's gonna happen is two things. You're gonna rely on a Social Security check that may or may not be there. Number two is you're gonna rely on your family members. And you're not gonna be able to retire with dignity. Now, if you're a federal employee, you have FERS, which is the Federal Employees Retirement System. On average, it's paying out a little over $2,000 a month. Now, that's not a lot of money, but combine it with Social Security. So when you combine the two, it's closer to $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month, that's close to $50,000 a year. That's a little bit better. And you can start collecting that age 57 for most of us. If not, 60 or 62. Interestingly, this study found that newer workers were less satisfied with their jobs. Newer workers means between 6 months and 2 years at the job. Why are these people unhappy? Well, I would say they don't know what they're doing. It takes some time to build proficiency at your job. You don't even know the people, your coworkers or your boss, you don't know them that well. You don't know how their personality is. So there are some growing pains when you're jumping from organization to organization chasing after promotions. And it takes about 2 years for you to be fully proficient in that role. When I was working at the Veteran Affairs, it was a couple blocks behind the White House in DC. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who the people were coming in and out because people were coming in random days. And then I found a stack of policies and different handbooks. I was looking through them, trying to figure out exactly the best way to approach a process. Because the expert on the process, the guy who's been doing it for 10 years, he wasn't in the office. So I had to figure it out. There were a lot of growing pains just trying to assimilate with that new federal agency culture. But once a person hits the 3-year mark at their job, their satisfaction increases. This can be dangerous because as you get happier, you become more comfortable. You become so comfortable that you'll just stay there. They pay me enough. They treat me well enough. Brad is always bringing chicken wings on Thursday. I can rely on Brad doing that. So you start to build like this habit. You get used to that type of culture, and then you don't want to chase after better opportunities anymore. You don't want to go after the 20% pay bump because it's not worth it to leave your comfort zone. It's not much of a surprise that salary is one of the top determining factors whether you'll be happy or not in your job. But what is kind of surprising is the number 2 ranked one is work culture and work experience. Now I can tell you from talking to dozens of people recently, what's important to them and what's probably important to you is what is the impact of your work? Are you doing mindless work? Or can you clearly see that what you're doing is having a real world positive impact? Because a lot of people, they're working somewhere and their mind is numb. They're looking for a challenge, something that not only challenges them, but they can clearly see, I'm making a difference. And if you're not in that position, that should be one of your considerations as you're applying to your new jobs. But then you have others that are concerned more with the security, the stability aspect of it. I was speaking to a lady just a couple of days ago. She was jumping from contract to contract. She didn't know if her job was going to be secure next year. These thoughts, this anxiety, this is what drove her towards a federal government job. Because with government jobs, you have that stability, you have that security. They're not going to lay you off next month because they didn't meet record profits. You are going to be in that job for years to come. So if you're interested in the stability and security aspect of a federal government job, check out some of the links in the description below. If you are interested in federal government jobs, you could have a lot of questions. I did a live stream recently. I answered over a dozen questions about the federal hiring process, about usajobs.gov, about the competitive service versus the accepted service. A lot of these questions, they could be on your mind. If you're interested in that, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.